In today's video, we're covering the backgrounds of the elite and exclusive members of this club that have achieved a national championship at the college level, a Super Bowl victory in the National Football League, and they've won the coveted Heisman Trophy. So if you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode of College Football Legends. Our last entry into this countdown has recently joined this exclusive club in February of 2025. In a game where physical measurables separate future Hall of Famers from the undrafted free agents, this particular player you wouldn't notice as an elite receiver if you saw him in street clothes. However, despite his slim physical stature, he's become one of the most dominant wide receivers in college football and has a promising professional career. Before we dive into Devonta Smith's career, let's go back to December of 2016. A young Smith sat on the turf of the Louisiana Superdome heartbroken as Amite High School lost the state title to the defending champs in Luther High School. In heartbreaking fashion, despite putting on a dynamic individual performance with 111 yards receiving, a 93-yard kick return for a touchdown, and an interception on defense. Despite Devonta Smith's 165-pound frame, he earned attention from every major program in the country, including the Alabama Crimson Tide. Upon joining Alabama, he walked into a wide receiver room with elite talents such as Calvin Ridley, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs, and Jerry Jeudy. During his freshman campaign, it was quiet by many standards. Yet, in the 2018 National Championship game against the University of Georgia, star quarterback Jalen Hurts struggled mightily in that game, and he was benched at halftime in favor of phenom Tua Tagovailoa. Despite Jalen Hurts leading the Crimson Tide to the National Championship game, he was forced to watch the remainder of that game from the sidelines, which is a pivotal moment in his personal career. Tua Tagovailoa ignited the Crimson Tide offense, and he forced overtime with a late fourth quarter rally. After an ill-advised play in overtime that led to a costly sack that found Alabama in a tough second down and 26 situation. There are not too many plays drawn up to gain 26 yards in that situation. However, Tua took the snap, he rolled out to his left, evading the Georgia pass rush, and he launched the ball deep, and he found Devonta Smith dipping in the end zone for a walk-off touchdown and one of the most mind-blowing finishes in the history of the national championship game. A star was born in Tua Tagovailoa, and insanely enough, that was the only catch Devonta Smith had the entire game, and he only amassed 8 catches that entire season. Devonta Smith was able to build off of that dramatic touchdown reception in the national championship game, and he developed into a solid wide receiver, improving each year going into his senior campaign. However, there was only one problem. Devonta Smith's senior year was overshadowed by the COVID-19 pandemic, which could have potentially canceled the 2020 season. A few conferences delayed their seasons, and others canceled football altogether that year. Players also had the option to opt out without losing a year of eligibility. The Southeastern Conference elected to play that season with virtually no fans in attendance. In addition, they chose to play an all-conference schedule, which eliminated FCS or Group of 5 opponents that teams would usually use as a tune-up game and for individual players to pad their statistics. For a wide receiver, this could be deadly to their stat sheet. However, despite the chaos that COVID brought to this country, Devonta Smith went off. He and quarterback Matt Jones were dominant as Alabama went undefeated in an all-SEC schedule. Smith had amassed over 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns, and he was awarded the Fred Biletnikoff Award along with a prestigious Heisman Trophy, which is rare for a wide receiver. In the title game, the Alabama Crimson Tide obliterated the Ohio State Buckeyes, and Devonta Smith shredded the OSU secondary, and the only thing that actually slowed him down was a minor ankle injury. And he was named MVP for that particular game with 215 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. A player with Devonta Smith's slim physical stature, some experts predicted that he would struggle in the National Football League. However, to date, he is one of quarterback Jalen Hurts' most reliable targets for the Philadelphia Eagle offense, and he's averaged 1,000 yards receiving in each of his seasons. The Eagles in Super Bowl 59 were massive underdogs against an emerging dynasty in the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Hurts, along with a dominant performance by the Philadelphia Eagle defense, destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. Devonta Smith led the team in receiving, including a 46-yard touchdown. In the same stadium, he suffered that heartbreaking loss in the high school's title game 7 years prior. Devonta Smith is the only active player in this list, and he has a promising career. However, his story is still being written, and hopefully he has success for years to come. Well, that's it for today's video, and I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video just as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Let's continue this discussion in the comments section. Who do you think at the high school, pro, or college level has the potential to join this elite and exclusive club? And of course, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And if there's any future topics you'd like me to discuss, or any players you'd like me to cover, please leave your thoughts in the comments section as well. And remember, please be sure to like and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode of College Football Legends. Until next time.